It feels the same but different. Spent a whole season here, but time has passed, and I'm just excited to get to play and compete tonight against Brazil.
You said something the other day just about how LSU helped you in ways. Like, retrospectively, you said you had a great year last year. So how did LSU help you for that year, and then how much different are you now heading into the league?
I think my growth from LSU was all mental. So I think the where I'll see it really pay off is at the next level, because that's where you have to take a big step from a mindset and mental perspective. But no, I just think this is technically my first pro game, so it's the start of the next phase of my career, and I'm just trying to be present and take it each day at a time, each minute at a time, have very little expectation, but also be extremely confident and play like myself. So
it's a crazy short turnaround, right? Like, I guess how you manage that. And, does it help because you're never really out of season?
Yeah, there's a good and a bad side of it. You never really get out of rhythm, and you're never in an off season, so you kind of stay in that flow that you were in the NCAA tournament. But then also, no one who plays a lot of minutes in college is really healthy at the end of a season. You're kind of just playing through things, and so there is a downside to that where we're probably bumped and got some bruises, bumped up, things like that. But nothing too serious for me, and I'm a tough girl, so I'll play through the fatigue until I feel fresh again.
Hailey, have you had a lot thrown at you in your first week of practice as a pro, and how's that been?
Yeah, I think coming into the pros, playing the one spot is completely different than any other position. There's just a lot more mental load that you take on, just from let alone the new plays and the new system, from a leadership standpoint, being able to lead your team. It doesn't matter that I'm a rookie. If I'm playing the point guard, I have to be able to tell my teammates what to do, where to be, put them in a good position to be successful. So I think just from that perspective, it is a lot. It's a lot to learn the system, and it's a lot to establish yourself as that leader on the court, as the one. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to go through this transition. So it's hard, but I take it over anything else, and I'm going to just keep trying to get better at one thing every day, and get more comfortable.
Your season is only 2 weeks away. Do you have a sense after this first week of how much you need to get on top of, or what kind of work you'll need to put in over the next 2 weeks to be ready for that?
I think for me, it's just finding comfortability and knowing where my spots are, knowing where my teammates' spots are, and that comes with time. I don't think you can really speed that up or slow that down. So it's just gonna come with time of me being around the girls, me being around the coaching staff, and I think the girls have been great. The coaching staff has been great. I feel very encouraged and supported. So it's up to me to get done what needs to be done so that I can help this team.
What was it that you learned about yourself?
I think that there is a different type of mindset and perseverance that you have to adapt when when you weren't expecting what you walk into, or even if you don't necessarily feel like you fit into what is going on. I think that I had to find a way to mesh when there wasn't a natural meshing going on. I had to be purposeful and intentional about how I made sure I could fit into the puzzle and help us win some games. So I think it's different. When you're asked to be someone that you aren't necessarily, I think that's a different type of resilience that you learn only by going through it.
What's it been like to be reunited with Angel, and what do you think it'll be like for you to be back on the floor tonight together?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I obviously have always really enjoyed being around Angel. She's a great girl off the court, number one. I think we have a ton of fun just, being 23-year-olds, doing stupid stuff. So I enjoy being around her, and she's a competitor, so I can't wait to get to play with her again and just let both of our competitive energies amplify one another.
You've had to adapt to 3 different programs. Do you think that adaptability is going to help you transition to the W?
Yeah, for sure. I think, knowing how to deal with change is definitely essential to being a pro. But also, being able to adapt but not lose too much of your foundation and who you are is really important too. And I think that's one thing that I'm really trying to focus on is I naturally know how to adapt and to morph into situations, but I need to always hold on to the core of who I am. And so I think that's one of the main things I'm looking to make a change for how I've normally done things.
What do you think would be different had you not had the option to transfer, multiple times? Or what about you and your game do you think would be different had you not had that option available to you?
I think that's a hard thing for me to answer because it's just a hypothetical situation. So I could really say anything. I think that I would be more of a 2, for sure. My playing style would probably be strictly an off-the-ball player. And other than that, I can't really say. I probably would have been at Louisville all my whole career, 4 or 5 years, whatever I may have stayed, and I would have been a 2. And just my size and how tall I am and how long I am in the league, I have to be able to play the 1. And so I think it might have been a little bit of a hard transition for me to learn the 1 while I'm a rookie in the league. So now that I have a little bit of a foundation of how to play and be a point guard, I think that definitely is going to help me.
You got any advice
Last
from
couple.
Malaysia, who's coming in kind of in a similar situation to you when you got him?
I think Malaysia's a very confident player, so I think she'll be fine, but be who you are and, have fun. I think the fans here are great. The environment is great, so just embrace every game and really just enjoy the atmosphere that LSU provides. I think it's, very few schools in the country, let alone the beautiful campus and just the atmosphere of the school, but the atmosphere around women's basketball is next level.
Hailey, with Ariel also being a lefty, is there anything in particular you're learning from her as a left-handed guard?
This is only like day 5, so I haven't really had too many conversations with her right now. I'm more, being in Sloot's shadow. I'm sure that I'll get around to that, but I don't think I haven't had enough time yet. I love watching Ariel. I think obviously she's extremely talented and a great player, but I haven't got around to that yet.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Yeah.